Good morning, class. Today, we're embarking on a linguistic journey into the realm of real estate. We'll be exploring an array of terms that paint a vivid picture of homes, properties, and the world of buying, selling, and renting. Let's dive right in. First up, we have abode, a word for the place you call home, your sanctuary. Whether it's a cozy cottage or a grand mansion, an abode is where you lay your head and create memories. Next, let's talk about address, the unique identifier for your home. It's like a map that guides people to your doorstep, a combination of street name, number, city, and postal code. Moving on, we have condominium, a type of housing where individual units are owned within a larger building. Think of it as a community of homes under one roof. And how about a detached house? This is a standalone dwelling, not attached to any other buildings, offering privacy and a sense of independence. Now, let's explore dormitory, a building where many people, typically students or workers, live in shared rooms. It's a place where friendships blossom and memories are made. Next, we have duplex, a building divided into two separate living units, often with mirrored layouts. It's like having two homes in one. And when we talk about easement, we're referring to a legal right to use someone else's property for a specific purpose, like a path or a driveway. In the unfortunate scenario of unpaid rent or lease violations, eviction is the legal process of removing someone from a property. It's a serious matter with significant consequences. Foreclosure is another heavy term, describing the legal process when a lender takes possession of a property due to unpaid mortgage payments. It's a challenging situation for homeowners facing financial difficulties. Now, let's discuss freehold, a type of property ownership where the owner has complete control over the land and buildings. It's the ultimate form of property ownership. And when it comes to affordable housing, we have housing association, a non-profit organization dedicated to providing homes for those in need. It's a lifeline for many families and individuals. Of course, we can't forget landlord, the owner of a rental property who collects rent from tenants. They play a crucial role in maintaining and managing rental properties. Leasehold is another form of property ownership, where the owner has the right to occupy and use a property for a specific period, typically under a lease agreement. And finally, we have mortgage, a loan taken out to purchase a property. Secured against the property itself, it's a long-term financial commitment, but also a pathway to homeownership. And there you have it, a comprehensive exploration of real estate terminology. Remember, these words are your tools to navigate the world of homes and properties. Use them wisely. And who knows, maybe one day you'll own your very own abode. Now, let's have some fun. Divide into groups and create a role-playing scenario where you're buying or selling a property. Use these words naturally in your conversations, and let's see how creative you can be. Abode, a place to live, especially a person's home. We found a cozy abode in the countryside. Address, the location of a building or place, typically given as a street name and number. City and postal code. Our address is 123 Main Street, Anytown, CA 12345. Condominium. A building or complex of buildings containing individual apartments or townhouses that are owned by individuals. We bought a condominium in a new development. Detached house, a house that is not attached to any other buildings on either side. We live in a detached house with a big backyard. Dormitory, a building or part of a building where a large number of people sleep, especially students or workers. I lived in a dormitory during my first year of university. Duplex, a building divided into two separate living units, typically side by side. We're selling our duplex and moving into a single-family home. Easement, a right-of-way across someone else's property. We have an easement to use the neighbor's driveway to access our backyard. Eviction, the process of forcing someone to leave a property, typically because they have not paid rent or violated the terms of their lease. The landlord filed for eviction after the tenant stopped paying rent. Foreclosure. The legal process of taking possession of a property when the owner fails to make mortgage payments. The bank is threatening foreclosure on our home. Freehold. A type of property ownership in which the owner has complete and unconditional ownership of the land and buildings on it. We own our home freehold. Housing association. A non-profit organization that provides affordable housing to people in need. We applied for housing association accommodation because we couldn't afford to buy a house. Landlord, a person who owns and rents out a property. We pay rent to our landlord every month. Leasehold. A type of property ownership in which the owner has the right to occupy and use the property for a specified period of time, typically under the terms of a lease. We have a leasehold interest in our apartment. Mortgage. A loan taken out to buy a property, typically secured against the property itself. We're paying off our mortgage on the house. Real estate. Land, buildings, and other property that is used for living, working, or investment. We're looking to invest in real estate in the city center. A twist of fate in Willow Creek. In the quaint town of Willow Creek, nestled amidst rolling hills and blooming meadows, lived a diverse cast of characters, each with their own unique connection to the world of real estate. At the heart of the town stood the Willow Creek condominiums, a modern complex that housed an eclectic mix of residents. Among them was Sarah, a young professional who had recently moved into her cozy one-bedroom unit. With its sleek design and convenient location, the condominium was her perfect abode. Across town, in a charming detached house with a white picket fence, resided the elderly Mr. Thompson. He had lived in the home for over 5 decades, cherishing every nook and cranny. The house held a lifetime of memories, making it his freehold, a place he could call his own. In the heart of the University District, a lively dormitory bustled with energy. Students from all walks of life shared cramped rooms and communal spaces, forging lifelong friendships amidst late-night study sessions and spontaneous adventures. Next door to the dormitory stood a duplex, home to 2 families. The upstairs unit belonged to the Young Park family, who were saving up for a down payment on their dream home. The downstairs unit was occupied by Mrs. Harrison, a widow who had lived there for over 20 years. As fate would have it, financial difficulties struck both families simultaneously. The Park family lost their jobs, and Mrs. Harrison's pension was no longer enough to cover her mortgage payments. The threat of foreclosure loomed large, casting a shadow of uncertainty over their lives. In a stroke of luck, a local housing association stepped in, offering financial assistance and exploring options to prevent eviction. They negotiated with the bank, buying time for the families to get back on their feet. Meanwhile, Mr. Thompson, having lived a long and fulfilling life, decided to sell his beloved detached house. He entrusted a reputable real estate agent to handle the sale, ensuring that his cherished abode would find a new family to love and care for it. As the for sale sign went up, potential buyers flocked to see the property. Among them was Sarah, who had been searching for a place with more space and character. She fell in love with the house the moment she stepped through the door, envisioning herself creating new memories within its walls. Through skillful negotiation, Sarah secured a leasehold agreement with Mr. Thompson, allowing her to rent the house for a specified period of time. She eagerly moved in, grateful for the opportunity to call such a special place her home. As time went on, the Park family managed to secure new jobs, and Mrs. Harrison also found a part-time position. In the end, the twists and turns of fate brought unexpected changes to the lives of Willow Creek's residents. Through perseverance, community support, and a shared understanding of the value of home, They found their place in this ever-changing world of real estate.